Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic for another dose of Sudoku fun. But although this is not a Sudoku, this is it's a Latin square, and I'll get to the rules in a minute. It's quite a lot like a Japanese boundaries puzzle that Simon did recently, and it's the same rules. But we'll get to that in a moment. I will mention, of course, our apps, which are available on Steam, Android, or the App Store, and our Patreon site, which has got so much extra content, really buzzing at the moment. Loads of people joining and having a go at the material on there. Links in the description field under the video, as is the link for this puzzle. What are the rules here? Well, as I say, Simon did one of these a while ago. This is by a Chinese author called Hongwei Hua, which Simon translated as Real Smile. I put it in Google Translate and it came out as Really Laugh, and that's a bit scary because there's a notion of the constructor laughing at us, but it may not make sense to translate Chinese names anyway. Hongwei Hua has had this put on to Logic Masters Germany by CDWG 2000, who is very active in our Discord server, another thing in the description field. And it's part of a series of puzzles. Now, Simon did a 6x6 version of this puzzle, which was called 36 cells in 36 minutes, because that's how long it took him to do it. So this is a 7x7, so I'm guessing it's going to take me somewhere around 49 minutes. Well, I guess that's the mark I'll be aiming for anyway. Now, the rules are, I don't know if you've seen Japanese sums before, but they're a bit like that, but different. There are seven cell regions that we have to determine here. Each row, column, and 7-cell region contains the numbers 1 to 7. Fair enough, but I mean, a region could be shaped like that, say. That would be a 7-cell region. The clues give, in order, down each column or along each row, the sum of 2 cells surrounding each border. So if there was, let's have a look here, if there was a border between those 2 cells, i.e. that was in one shape and that was in another, so those 2 cells were in different shapes, then there would have to be a border between them adding up to 3. So that would be a 2 and a 1. We know that. The next border in this row adds up to 7. So it could either use the 1 or the 2 from the 3 and have a 5 or a 6, or further on somewhere in the row there could be a 3 and a 4 forming a border. Now, plenty of these border clues are question marks, so we just don't know what the number is. It could be a double-digit number or a single-digit number. We are not told, but we are told how many borders there are. Effectively, there must be 4 borders in this column, so 5 shapes. Although, of course, with a 7-cell shape, they can wrap around. So that shape, if it looked like that, say, would have 2 borders in this column. Now, there's one more thing. The white dots mark a 2x2 area. Basically, the white dots are not touched by a border. That's the way to express the rule. So that 2x2 area must be in the same shape. And that's what we have. And there are very few of these, well, I mean, about half maybe of the border sums are given. And that's going to make this puzzle hard, I reckon. But we shall see. Do have a go, as I say, on the link below the video. I'm going to try it now. Let's get cracking. And let's start by, I mean, we're going to be colouring the shapes. That's just a given. That's what I'm going to do. Let's make that green and that purple and this one blue. And I know that green and purple have to be different, because if they were joined together, that would be 8 cells joined and be one shape. Blue clearly can't reach either of those. And anyway, no 2. You can't have 8 cells in any one shape. Now, single clue in the perimeter. This was useful in Simon's puzzle, and it may be useful in this. If there's a single clue, then there's a single border, and that means that there's only 2 colours in that perimeter, and they're in, so we could have red here and blue here, or maybe just one cell. No, this is already using 4 cells. So, so either all of those are blue or both of those, because blue must reach one end or the other. Down here as well, we're only going to have 2 colours along here. So if blue did reach the bottom, then at least 5 of these cells would be in a different shape, which is quite interesting. But I don't know if it does. Now 3, 4. Now that's useful. That's useful. Yes, this must be 3 must be a border of 1 and 2. 4 must be a border of 1 and 3. So they both use the 1, so that's shared. So somewhere in this column there is a 2, 1, 3 set of borders, and it can't come here because there's an 11 before it. It could theoretically come here, but actually that would be a huge problem. If they're the only borders, these 2 cells would be blue as well, and then blue would either have to enclose cells which couldn't get out to their 7-cell shape, or blue would have to be 8. So no way is that 2, 1, 3 run there, and therefore it must start here, and we can actually put in digits. So that's a decent start. And this is a different shape, a different colour from blue. This is not the same as that yellow, but it could be blue again. So I'm going to call it red for now. Who knows what it's going to be in the end. Red might be blue so far. Now that is a start. And look, there's a 3 clue here. And now that must be a 1 and a 2, obviously. This cell cannot be a 1 or a 2. So all these cells must be joined together. Now they might be green, or they might not. But now we know that blue can't reach the top, or this shape would be 9 cells. And we know that blue must either reach the top or the bottom, so blue must reach the bottom. Still that 3 cell, actually I'm going to decolour it because I don't think it helps having it coloured, and it could be blue or it could be yellow. But grey has to come down to there because blue's only got 1 more cell to put on, so it can't reach there. And now grey can't be the same as green because that would be an 8-cell shape. So grey, green, purple, blue, and this yellow, they're all different. Now, what else can we've got an 11 border at the top of column 2, but I don't know whether that's 4, 7 or 6, 5, and I don't know whether it's in those cells. Actually, it can't be in those cells because blue can't be both of these cells because that would be 8. So that must be grey because there are only 4. Yeah, there are only 3 borders in this row, and we know that 2 of them are down here. So the 11, this is either, well, sorry, I was going to put in 4, 5, 6 or 7, but that's true for all the cells above 2, 1, 3 in this row. Now, grey and green is a border and is the first border and must be the 1, 2. So they are in those cells. And now that the 1 and 2 is not in a border, so 7 is a 3, 4, and I don't know which 2 cells it's in, but it must include that one. And there is a border, so this cell can't be green, and therefore it must be purple. Nothing else can get in there. So I don't know whether that's in the purple or the green. But we're going okay. Now, I don't know if that's grey or blue. I don't know if that's blue. It's not yellow, though. It might be something different. And yes, once we knew blue was getting down here, and there's only 1 border in this row, we know that these 5 cells have to be a different colour. Let's make them orange. I don't know. They could... Yeah, they could be the same as that yellow 1 if they joined up like that. Then the 3 would be blue. The 1 in the bottom row would have to be here. The 3 in the yellow would have to be here. But it does work. But it's very easy for yellow to come out here instead. So we don't know yet. Orange could be yellow, but blue can't be either yellow or orange. Now, what else have we got? We've got 11, 10, 5 and 8 here, but there's 5 empty cells. Where is the 3 in brown? In orange, sorry, it's not brown, it's orange. Where is the 3 in orange? Is it? Could be here. Well, it's obviously not in the bottom row. I don't know. What about this column? 3 colours, because there's 2 borders. Yeah, so there's one other colour reaches the right-hand wall apart from purple and orange. It's definitely not going to be blue or green or grey. Now, what about this 7, 6, 12, 9? The 12 is definitely 5 and 7. The first possible border is there. So this cell is 5 or 7. This is part of the 12 border. I don't know whether it goes down, which would need that to be 2 or 4 to make the 9 border, or whether it goes up. Which would need, if this was 5 or 7, this would be 1, so we'd actually be going 7, 5, 1, 6, because we'd be hitting the border. Now the alternative is that there's a gap between the 7, 5 and the 6. Now that could only happen if the 5, 7 pair was here. Then you could have 2 and 4 up here. And you couldn't have that because this can't be, this would have to be 2 or 4. Yes, what I'm saying is if the 5, 7 border was in those 2 cells, this would be 2 or 4 to make the 9 border work. And then you couldn't have a 2, 4 pair up here because 2 and 4 have been used down there. The 6 would have to include the 5. Yes, so whichever way that it goes, let's just get rid of those marks. 5, 7 could go up or down, but it has to go 7, 5, 1. And therefore 7's at the bottom and has to have 2 beneath it, I think. We definitely have to have 7, 5, 1. So 7 is in one of those 2 cells. 5 is directly above it. 1 is directly above that. Now, if it's 1, 5, 7 there, then we have to have a 2 here. The 7 border, though, could be 1, 6 or 3, 4 there. So that's got some flexibility. If it was 1, 5, 7 like that, then we have to have a 6 here to make the 7 border. So we've got 6, 1, 5, 7. Now the border down here has to be to a 2 there. And we would end up with 4 here and 3 here. I'm just going to put those in because if that's the position of the 7 here, we have to have that all the way. That gets forced. But the alternative is 1 here, 5 here, 7 here, then we have 2 here, but then we don't know about 3, 4 and 6. Yeah, oh, well, we do know, yeah, the border is either there or there. We don't know where it is. So this would be 3, 4, or 6, and all of these are possible. So there's quite a lot of limitation on that. Now, can we use that in this 11, 10, 5, 8? Well, you see, 5 looks like a bit of a nuisance with that 5 there. So the first place 11 could be is there. 10 could be there. 5 could go across there or across there. So clearly it does go through this cell, and that cannot be a 5. That has to be a 1. That's really nice. So we now know that the 1, 5, 7 goes like that. That's the 2. That's not the version I wanted because it doesn't fill in the other 3 cells in the column. And I don't know even what color that is. But these are all different colors from each other because they're all different borders. Oh, I don't know how to mark that. I mean, okay, let's just go with things that couldn't even reach for now. Green there, grey there, blue there. And I know those are not the actual colours that they're going to finish up as, but they're all different. Right, so now how does that, oh, now with this 5, well, it can't be 1, 4. 5 must be made up of 1 and 4 if it includes a 1. It can't come this side as 1, 4 because the 8 would have to be 4, 4. So the 4 is this side. That's not a 4 now. Now we've got a 10 border and 11 border. They've got to be right here. 6 and 5. And again, these are different colours. I'm running, I mean, I've got no colours to do these in, but I know that they're different from each other. Now, those can't be 5. So I've got 11, 10, 5, and then 8. And I've got 2, 3, and 7 left to place. So 2 of those together can't form the 8. So 7 is there. 2 or in fact, blue, this is blue, and it can't be the 2, therefore. So 3 there, 2 there. These 7 and 2 are the same colour. I don't know which colour they are, though. So I really need to do better work on the shapes now. I mean, it's nice to get a row filled. That really is a pleasant feeling, but I don't know how to use it. 1, 2 border there. We still don't know whether 3, 4 goes left or right. An 11 border here. A 9 border here that's quite likely there. But I mean that... Oh no, hang on. Oh yes, these could be purple. Yeah, I do need to work on the shapes. 3, 5, 2. So where's the 1 in blue? 3 in blue means this 3 is not blue. And that means it's orange because the bottom row only has 2 colours. Now, it can't connect to this because that's a border. So this yellow remains a different colour. Yellow has to get out. So it goes to there. There are only 3 colours in... I suppose this green could be... I'm just going to uncolour these cells. I'm basically going to have to remember that these all have borders. These all have borders. And just work on that because the colours are confusing me. In fact, let's make those red. Red could be purple still. I have to remember that as well. Now, 1 extra cell pops up from orange somewhere. Does it have to be on the end? Well, there are only 3 colours down here, but red might be purple. And blue needs to have a 7th cell escape somewhere. These aren't 5. Does that help? No, I know 5's in grey, but I don't know where it is. 11 as a border, so that could be a 6. Or this could be a 4, 7 pair. It doesn't resolve anything. 11 as a border between grey and green. Then the border between green and purple is question mark. Oh, okay, I don't know what that does. I've got almost no other clues looking down in terms of numbers. I've got 11 somewhere here, which probably includes the 7. No, hang on. Orange looks up somewhere, doesn't it? Has it got to be on the end here? And all of these be yellow? It has, because if orange looked up somewhere else, there would be a third border. So orange has to look up here at the end. That's the orange shape complete. First shape we've got complete. The rest of these have to be yellow so that we only get one more border. These two add up to 11, so they're 6 and 5. This sees 1, 7, 5 and 6 in the row, 2 and 3 in the shape, so it's a 4. And this is a 2, 3 pair. So yellow, we have now filled 1, 2, 3, 7 and 5 or 6. And yellow needs 2 more cells. And one of this might be purple that we've coloured red, but this would then have to be different. This is not purple or orange. Oh, this is different from yellow because there is a border there. And this is not blue. 3, 5, 2, 4 now filled in. So these are 1, 6 or 7 in the blue. And then it needs another one that can only be 1, 6 or 7. Ooh, where's the grey 3? Certainly not in any of the shapes marked grey already. Not here either. Oh, that's interesting. Not here. Yeah, where's the grey 3? This is the vital question. Grey 3 cannot be here because there'd be a border with that and we can't have an 8 for that 11 clue. And the grey 3 can't be here because it's in a column with a 3, and it can't be here because it's in a column with a 3. The grey 3 is going to have to be here. Bizarre. I don't know how the grey shape gets there yet, but I know that that is its 3. We have to have 4 borders down here. Oh, and I think we'd have 5 if this wasn't grey. We'd have 1, 2. Oh no, they could both be yellow. Just. Oh, okay. I didn't expect to find a clue in which we had 4 borders and it didn't seem like enough. Now, if that was grey, then this would be blue. You'd have 2 grey. That would finish the grey. There'd be only 1 more border, which would be 9. So these would have to be purple. Purple would be filled, but there wouldn't be enough room for green. Good Lord. So this is not grey because that breaks it. Let me just go through that again. If these 2 were grey, then the first 2 borders... Oh no, there's 3 borders. No, I think I've got my logic wrong there. Yes, sorry. Let's forget what I was saying there. Oh, this can't be a 3. We've noticed that now. Ah, now here there are 3 borders, 4 colours. Ah, and oh no, the 4 is different side to side, not up to down necessarily. Ah. 4, 3, that is a possible border, but so is 1, 6. So close here. 1, 2, that's 5, 6 or 7. It can see a 1, 2 there. Oh, this can't be 4 because there's a 3-4 pair somewhere along here, making that 7 border. And we need 11 as the, so 5, 6 or 7, 4 there. Yeah. So I still don't know how to join this 3 on. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, sorry, it's much more obvious than I thought. If I made this cell grey, then what could these 2 cells be? They'd both have to be blue, and that would make 8 blue, so that's impossible. So to join the grey 3 onto the body of its cell, that's grey. This must be blue, because it's the only colour it can be. Now we know where the border is. This is a 6. That finishes the column. Let's take 7 out of there. Now this is 1 or 7 to complete this blue shape. In fact, 1, 6, 7 are a triple, 3 and 4, so we can fill in 2 and 5 and 1 to complete grey. And we've done a whole shape. Now this cell has to be green, nothing else can get in there. So we're up to 5 for the green. We've finished the blue, we've finished the orange. Now we've got 4 borders. Oh my goodness, this was exactly the situation I was envisaging and thought was impossible. But there's 2 borders done there. There's 1 down there. There's got to be a border between grey and yellow, but that's all. There's no other borders. Grey is finished, so these 2 must be yellow, and yellow is finished. And that makes this a 5, because the shapes have to have all the numbers. That makes this a 4. We don't get any numbers here as clues, but that doesn't really matter. We've still finished yellow. That's a 6 now for the row. Wow, I love this. I love how this unfolds. It's so interesting. So that's the first question mark. This is the second one. And the third one is either between those 2 cells or those 2. And makes 9, and it can't be 6, 3, so it has to be 4, 5. Oh, well, this has to be 4 just by Sudoku. So we'll get rid of the 3 and 6 there. There's a 5 in one of those cells. That 5 says where it is. Has to be there. That is a border. And that means this is different from that. That has to be purple because there's no more borders. This now must be green because green needs 2 more cells. I don't know whether that's green or purple still. 2, 5, 4, 3. Right, that is 1 or 7, so we know where 2 is in this row. It's there. 2 there. That means that red is not purple because they have to be the same, and we've now got a 2 in the purple. Actually, we've got 6 cells in the purple. Right, so we are going well now. 2, 5, 4, 3. That is 1 or 7. 2, 3, 6, 5. This has to be a 7 because it's green and we've had a 5 in the green. Yeah, 5 there. That's now a 1. We've got a 3 or 6 there. 5 in the row is there. Now, I still don't know where the 3, 4 border goes there, but we'll get to that in a moment. 7 and 6 to place down here, and I can't do that. Is there any... Yes, this 8 border is between red and something different here. Well, that has to be purple. That has to be. Yep, that's fine. That's purple. That means this one's green because purple's full. That makes it a 4. Oops, a 4 with a 3 bordering it there. That fixes the 6 and the 3, and that's a 6, and this is a 7. And now we've owned 3, 6, 7. Green is finished. Oh, everything else is red. That has to be, I think, to make up the numbers. So hopefully we can just fill in the digits. 3 and 1, 4 and 1, that's a 7, 6 and 7 and 1, and we are finished. That's a lovely puzzle. Let me just check, because then the check function on this won't work at all. Let me just check the borders. 3 and 7, 11 and another 1. Oh, I've got too many borders in this row, have I? A border there. Oh no, a border there and 9, that's fine. 11, 10, 5, 8, yeah. Unknown, 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 11, and then 2 columns, 11, 3, 4, 7, 6, hang on, 7, 6, 12, 9. Yeah, that's the solution. So thank you very much for watching that, and I hope you got there yourself, and I hope you enjoyed it if you were just watching my solve. Great fun. I'm done in under 36 minutes. Quite pleased with that. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.